Hello everyone, this is Professor Rekha from Soundarya Institute of Management and Science, HOD, Department of Computer Science. In today's session, we are going to understand yet another type of center of tendency, that is mode. What do you mean by a mode? A mode is a value which is repeated more than once, that is the frequency of occurrence of the value is more or a greater, that we call it as mode. So systematically, if you want to define a mode, I can say a mode is a measure of central tendency. What do you mean by central tendency? Which we already discussed. Central tendency is a single value which represent a majority of items as one term, that we call it as a central tendency. Hence, mode is also a measure of central tendency which occurs more frequently or greater number of times in a given set of data or in a given distribution, that we call it as a mode. In today's class, let's understand how we can calculate the mode in a different distribution types. Before that, we have to understand where exactly this mode can be used. See, this mode is extensively used in industries to find the characteristics of a data so that they can predict the possibilities of their outcomes based on the mode value. So that's where the mode is being extensively used in an industry. An example, let us say that I wanted to know about the production of a particular item wherein the recursion of that demand is more. Hence, it is easy for any of the industry person to decide that since the demand of the product is more, so the production also has to be increased. So this helps to understand the characteristics, or this helps to understand how best we can, you can do your business in more productive way. So hence, mode is one such a measure which help us to understand the frequency or greatest number of data that occurs in a distribution. See, it is not necessary that you need only one value. We can also have more than one value. For example, I can have two parameters which depicts that my rate of production is more. One is the quality aspects, other one is the frequency of the packing aspects or any other parameters or a matrix that helps us to understand the production of a product. So hence, mode is not one value. If you want to have more than one value, definitely we can have more than one value. Suppose if you are restricting to a one mode value, then we call it as a unimodal distribution. In the same way, if you are having more than one value, that is if you are having a two mode, then we call it as a bimodal distribution. Hence, if you can have more than 3, 4 and so on. So in today's class, we will understand the unimodal distribution of a given data. So here we are going to understand two different concepts. One is on discrete frequency, the other one is on continuous frequency. The formula for a discrete frequency is mode is equal to the size of the highest frequency, where we are going to find the mode value. For a continuous frequency, we use a formula mode is equal to L, where L is a lower limit of the mode class plus F1 minus F0 divided by 2F1 minus F0 minus F2 into H, where F stands for the frequency. The identified mode class frequency is treated as F1. The frequency above the mode class is F0. The frequency below the mode class is F2. So that's how we are going to calculate into H. H is the size of the class interval. So let's understand first with the discrete frequency. So when I take a discrete frequency, let's take one small example. So let me solve discrete frequency itself. So let us consider X and F. I have a two series X and F. Let's consider the value. Let me take X value as 0, 10, 5, 20, 35, 45 and frequency let us say 10, 2, 13, 40, 26, 45. So if this is the distribution table, in this I need to find which frequency has the highest value. So when I consider here, the highest frequency is 40 and what is the corresponding value of x to the 40, which is 20. Hence, I declare mode is equal to 20. So, this is how you can calculate the mode for a discrete frequency. We also can calculate this with respect to the continuous frequency using this formula. Let's understand that formula in the next problem. Okay, now we'll move on to the problem which related to the continuous frequency. As I discussed, the formula for the continuous frequency is mode is equal to L plus F1 minus F0 divided by 2 into F1 minus F0 minus F2 into H, where L stands for the lower limit of modal class, F1 is the frequency of the modal class, F0 is the frequency above the modal class, F2 is the frequency below the modal class, and H is the size of the class interval. So now let's take the problem where you have x and y. So this is a problem which is being tabulated here, where x value is less than 100, 100 to 120, 120 to 140, 140 to 160, 160 to 180, 180 to 200, 200 to 220, 220 and above. So you have a frequency value here, then 10, 40, 100, 150, 180, 125, 110 and 100. My first task is I have to identify the modal class. So to identify the modal class, the first thing is I need to find the highest frequency in the tabulated column. So when I check a frequency, which is my highest value, 180. Hence, this is my frequency. What is the modal class respect to this? It is 160 to 180. Hence, modal class is 160 to 180. And this will be my F1. That is the frequency which is identified with respect to modal class will be your F1. And this will be my F0. That is the frequency above the modal class will be your F0. And frequency below your modal class will be your F2. So hence L is the lower limit of your modal class. Hence L is equal to 160, F1 is equal to 180, F0 is equal to 150, F2 is equal to 125, and what is the size of your class interval? 100 to 120 is 20, hence H is equal to 20. So 160, 180, 150, 125 and 20. Now substitute all these values in the given formula, where mode is equal to L plus F1 minus F0 divided by 2F1 minus F0 minus F2 into H. So once you substitute, you will get 160 plus 180 minus 150 divided by 2 into F1, it is 2 into 180 is 360 minus F0 is 150 minus F2 is 125 into H is the size of the class interval, which is 20. So when I substitute, I will get 160 plus, when I evaluate this particular with the multiplied with 20, then I get 120 divided by 17, which is equal to 169.06, which is the mode of the given problem, which is a continuous series. Now we have understood the two concepts. One is on a discrete series and the other one is on a continuous series. Now we will go to a small problem where they have given you the mean, they have also given you the median. By giving a mean and median, how do you find the mode? So we will have a relation. So based on the relation, we will calculate the mode. We will take up a very small problem and understand the relationship between mean, median and mode. Okay, we will move on to the relationship between mode, median and mean. So we know that the relationship between the mode is equal to 3 median minus 2 mean. So through this relation, we can find mode if median and mean is given, or we can find median if mode or mean is given. That means if two values are given, any two values are given, we can identify the third one. So that's how we can calculate the either a mode or a median or a mean. Okay. So let's take one example wherein let us consider in a moderately symmetrical distribution, it is found that median is 85. That means the given input is what? Median is 85 and the mean what they have given is 84. So the input is, that is the given value is 85 and the mean is 84 and they are asking us to find the value of a mode. So given median is equal to 85, mean equal to 84. Now we need to substitute this in a formula. Formula is mode is equal to 3 median minus 2 mean. So let us substitute 3 into median value is 85. So substitute 85 minus 2 into mean value, mean is 84. So 2 into 84. So when I make a product, so it is 225 minus 168. The final answer what I get is 84. Hence mode is equal to 87. So this is the way we can calculate the mode given median and mean. Let's consider that if they have given us the mode and the mean and we have to calculate the median. So for the same question, I'll just make a small changes here. So the given value is mean and the mean value is 6.4 and they also have given us mode value is 6.8 and we need to find median. So in that case my inputs are mean is equal to 6.4, mode is equal to 6.8. Okay. Now let me substitute the same thing in a given equation. So when I substitute, it will be mode is 6.8, 3 median as it is because I need to find the median. So median is my question mark here. So 3 median minus 2 into what is the value of mean, that is 6.4, which is equal to 6.8 3 median is equal to 12.8 when I do a product of this. Now I need to transfer this and transfer this here. So this becomes 3 median equal to, so this is minus 6.8. So when I transfer this to here, it becomes plus 12.8. So which is nothing but 3 median is equal to 19.6. So median is equal to 19.6 divided by 3, which is equal to 6.53. So 6.53 is the median that we calculated by the given input, that is mean 6.4 and mode 6.8. So this is how you can calculate either a mode or a median based on the given relation. Hope you have understood median in the previous session and mode in this session, which we covered the discrete series, continuous series, and also if the relation formula is given, how do you find one term by taking an input of other two terms. Thank you.